Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad. Today I'm going to show you how to install this RainX, the original liquid. This is the liquid that we put on the actual outside of the windshield so the water will bead up and you can have better visibility in the rain. There is a little bit of process to it. You want to make sure and do it in the garage or in a shaded area. You're going to need some cotton pads, some really heavy, like not really heavy, but thick cotton pads to apply it with, and then these also work really well to wipe it off with. You're going to have to give yourself about 30 minutes to apply it and take it off. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is make sure we clean our windshield. I've got some bug splatters on here, so if you want to do this after you go to the car wash or something, would work out a little bit better. But we do want to get the bugs off of this for the most part. You don't have to get this perfectly spotless, but getting the bugs off does help. So let's give it a good clean with some Windex. Okay, so now a word of caution. This liquid comes out of there really, really quick. So if you apply it to the window directly, it's just going to run right down and cause a mess. So with these really thick pads, I apply it to the pad, and you can see it runs out really, and it doesn't take a whole lot. So what we're going to show you is now you're going to apply it. It's really wet at first. It's going to dry and leave a film. That's what you want. So we're going to apply this. It's going to dry, but you want to kind of go in a circular motion. You're going to kind of, and you want the whole windshield cover. Now, you don't have to get down below the windshield wipers, and you don't have to get all the way over to the edge. It's mainly right in this area, you know, the big windshield area. And you're going to apply it, and then you're going to let it dry. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes to dry. And then you're going to apply a second coat. And then when we get all of the windshield covered, and then it's got this like film on it, and you've got to make sure and get this off later. We're going to come back with some new cotton towels, and then we're going to dry it off. Now, this is where the hard work comes in, is when you go to remove this RainX, it can be kind of tricky. After it's dried, it leaves like a film on there. And I'm going to show you, it is a little tricky to get that film off, but it's worth the effort. So again, let's just put it in a circular motion, apply a little bit to your cotton. And again, just in a circular motion, get nice, good coverage. It does sort of start to dry on you a little bit. You can go over it, that's fine. Okay, so I've got it applied. You can see how there's a film on there. We do not want to leave that film on there. It makes it seeing out your window very hard. But we're going to let that dry for about 5 to 10 minutes. Again, reapply a second coat. In a circular motion, you want nice, good coverage. Then let that dry for about another 10 minutes. And then this is when the hard work comes on, getting this dried film off. Now, it's not super hard. You just kind of have to press hard a little bit. It kind of wants to smear a little bit. It may not be all the way dry, but I'm going to show you how to get it off. Okay, so the RainX has dried. Here's where an old cotton t-shirt would come into play. I've got these cotton pads. Now you've got to get this film off, and you got to keep using a good side of the cotton. So what's going to happen is you're going to wipe for a while, and then that's going to fill up. And even though it doesn't look like it's full, you've got to switch to a new one because you want to get this film will come off. But you do have to kind of rub a little hard and kind of in the same area for a while. And it takes a little bit. This is so worth it though. I really think you can see so much better out here when you've got RainX on your window. Again, then that side gets full, and just kind of move it. Be patient, it takes a little bit. You can see I've got this area, the film is off, but I'm gonna keep moving and get the rest of the film off. This is where it takes some elbow grease. And getting to the center of your windshield can even take a little bit more elbow grease, but it is so worth it. Okay, so that took about 20 minutes of pretty hard work, but it was worth it. Now what happens is you'll be rubbing that, and what happens is it kind of dries some more as you're rubbing it. So you kind of rub it, let it sit for a little bit, and then rub it some more real hard, but you've got to get that film off of there. You can even go inside the car and sit and look out, and you can see if you can still see that film. But I was able to get all the film off, I always have, and if you just are patient and take your time, it will come off with like an old, really soft cotton shirt. Okay, so some people are gonna ask, how often should I reapply? If it's a brand new car with or a windshield that's never had RainX on it for you may have to reapply in about 4 or 5 months. But if you've applied this twice in 1 year, it's gonna be good for possibly 2 or 3 years. I've had this on vehicles and I haven't reapplied it for a year or two, and it still works. Now, it works a lot better when you do reapply and put a new coat on there. But if you forget about it, it does stay on there a while, and you don't have to recoat that often. So RainX works so good. In heavy downpours, sometimes I don't even use my windshield wipers. It works that good. Now the rain beads up, but you can still see around it really good. Now sometimes you do get some, you might get some minor wiper blade chatter, because sometimes it'll skip going across your windshield sometimes, but I think it helps the windshield wipers. So here I've got some plain water, and you're gonna see it just beads up so much better when you've got that RainX installed. And when you've got some air going across this windshield, it just blows right off when you get those. It beads up and the air rushing across. That's why this is so good at highway speed. Now, when you're sitting at a stoplight, you're definitely gonna have to put your windshield wipers on because it's gonna bead up kind of like it is now. But when you're going down the highway at 55, 65 miles an hour, this water just flows off of your car. It does a really good job. So I hope this video helps. Thanks everybody for watching.